If you click on any self-help video on this app, guess what? They'll all tell you the same thing. Push past your limits. They'll tell you to hustle harder, sleep less, work more. But I'm going to tell you the truth. You're not pushing past your limits. And that really isn't to say that you're not working hard enough or not trying hard enough. It just means that you're letting yourself stay trapped inside of a comfort zone. Think of it as if you would the safe room in Resident Evil. It feels amazing. The music is calming, the danger is locked outside, and you're in a comfortable rhythm. But nothing ever challenges you in a safe room. Nothing ever forces you to grow. In order to prove this point to myself, I am making this video 10 minutes long. If you have followed me for a bit, you would know that in the past I've never posted a video that is longer than 3 minutes. And this is because I struggle with clip management, pacing, and editing. But I am forcing myself out of my safe room right now to show you that you can step out of yours. Let's look at the perfect blueprint for this. Asta from Black Clover. Asta started with 0 magic power in a world built entirely on magic. He was a joke to everybody, a backwater kid with nothing who yells loudly about being the Wizard King. When the Magic Knight captains all lined up, only Yami took a chance on him. But here's the secret. Even if Yami didn't choose him, Asta would not have given up on himself. He wouldn't have gone back to Hodge Village and said, well, I guess this isn't for me. No, he would have gone back, trained twice as hard, and shown right back up there the next year. He wouldn't stop just because a door slammed on his face. He would work until he opened those doors by himself. Too many of us give up on our ideas because somebody laughs at the prospect. You think an immediate bad result means that you should stop. But as I wrote in one of my brand carousels, stop worrying about immediate results. Focus entirely on your daily trajectory. Asta didn't wait for a magic power to show up. He showed up every single day and built his own strength. If you get better each day, you compound into a powerhouse. Look, I'm not saying that pushing past your limits means going to the max and burning yourself out. It doesn't mean that you should force yourself into some rigid box that you don't fit just so you can feel accomplished that you did anything. If you're forcing a path that actively drains your spirit, stop. Here's a personal example of mine. For a while, I really tried to get into writing real estate blogs. And I tried to do the generic, typical, what's the best house to buy in 2026 or where are the best properties? And where did that get me? I posted twice in maybe 3 months. It just wasn't interesting to me. I was trying to force myself into a box that I think would please other people, while completely forgetting that the first person I should please is myself. So, you may be asking, what did I do? And what I did was, I changed course. I combined my typical motivational content with things that actually interest me, like video games and anime. Initially, when I started Digital Peace Studio, I did the exact same thing I was doing with my real estate blog. I did the stereotypical generic boho aesthetic videos with a generic single quote on it. It didn't burn me out because it was incredibly easy, but what it did do was leave me incredibly frustrated. Well, why would it leave you frustrated if it's incredibly easy? The reason was because it was impossible to be competitive. When everybody else is doing the exact same thing, how could I possibly stand out? And it didn't exactly show who I really was. So I did something that felt incredibly natural to me. I started making TikTok carousel explaining deep life topics, but using anime and game logic. I combined two things I actually love, and that's how I built a space where I feel like I can truly stand out. The reason why most of us stay in our comfort zones is because we get completely and utterly overwhelmed by the sheer scale of the final destination. And now imagine this. You're in culinary school and your task is to make a massive 3-tier birthday cake. If you sit there staring at the giant prospect of what the cake should look like at the end, what are you going to do? You're going to get paralyzed just at the sheer thought of what you're supposed to be doing and what it's supposed to look like. However, what you should do is break it down. You should gather your mise en place together, which is your ingredients, map out the recipe step by step, bake the layers, let them rest, and make the icing. You take it one step at a time. It is the exact same principle in gaming. Don't look at the giant terrifying boss like Miranda at the end of the game. Think about what you have to do right now. Your only job is to walk into the castle, find the key to open the very next door, survive that one room, and then repeat. You should look at Ethan Winters in Resident Evil Village. He didn't have special powers, albeit he did have some military training, but he was just a regular guy who kept going from room to room while patching himself up and constantly moving forward because he refused to stop. For the longest time in my life, I really got caught up in just staring at the big bad boss in my own life, especially with my schoolwork. I would go and get so overwhelmed by that one massive project assignment that I would just literally freeze and actually end up overlooking the other smaller assignments that I could do instead. And this only made me end up feeling and being even further behind. Here's a tip, free of charge. When you're exhausted from studying, working, or editing, do yourself a favor and strip away all the excessive planning that leads to your procrastination. Give your brain a simple 2-minute command. Just win this exact room. Just win this exact moment. And here's one of the most beautiful parts about choosing to step outside your comfort zone and change yourself. It not only changes you, but it changes those around you too. When people see you relentlessly pushing yourself and striving to constantly get better, they stop laughing. They look at themselves in the mirror and think, well, why am I not doing that too? Asta started out as a joke, but his relentless drive forced everyone, including top-tier royals like Noel, Leopold, and Nozel, to recognize him not only as an equal, but as a rival as well. To perpetuate this point, we should take a look at Finral. He knew that he wasn't a frontline combatant powerhouse like Asta or Luck or even Noel at the time. He couldn't punch through walls or slash his enemies in half or send their attacks back, but instead of hiding in the back like he usually did, he found a brand new way to be useful. He developed a spatial technique that allowed him to teleport his teammates' spells across the battlefield. He went from being Yami's personal bathroom chauffeur to an absolute threat on the battlefield. It is true beyond a doubt that if Finral had not developed that technique, the Black Bulls would have been good as dead, and if not dead, then near dead, and eventually dead. You don't have to do what everyone else is doing just because it's popular and deemed socially acceptable. You should draw your own boundary line that you will not allow other people to cross on. Refuse to run, and surprise everyone, including yourself. Now, I really did push past my old limit by finishing this video at the 10-minute mark. And I did it just for you. Now, it's your turn, and I want you to walk out of your safe room, find the key to your next door, and just win in this moment. If you are ready to step out of your comfort zone today, be sure to drop a muscle arm emoji in the comments or a sword. And don't forget to check out more strategies like this at digitalpeacestudio.com. Surpass your limits right now. You got this.
There isn't any shame in being weak, girl. The shame is in staying weak. It's time to get serious. Push past your limits.
楽しみにしたのよ、おめえら。わずか数時間後、俺たちが 世界を震撼させる最高のショーを見せてやる。構うなルフィ君。